Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, heaven Godspeed.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nos programas offrent plusieurs langues. Veuillez visiter suprememastertv.com/schedule.
Nuestros programas ofrecen varios idiomas. Visiten suprememastertv.com/schedule.
I nostri programmi sono offerti in molte lingue. Consultate suprememastertv.com/schedule.
The new queen trusted him and made Dr. John Dee a royal astrologer and her advisor. He counseled the queen in matters of science, exploration, astrology, and medicine. Renaissance polymath Dr. John Dee, the story of the Queen's Conjurer. Continue watching to find out more.
Knowledge is power. From a young age, my daughter knew exactly what happens in dairy farms, in egg hatcheries, in pig stalls. Knowing the truth means that she is never tempted by non-vegan food. The truth empowers her. MC Ronan, vegan.
When greeting your Cypriot friends, you could ask them, Ida Bukamnis, which means how are you, in the local Greek language. Beloved viewers, I am Ekalis. With joy, the sincere Cypriot people wish you a long, happy, and prosperous life. Welcome to our show titled Renaissance Polymath, Dr. John Dee, the story of the Queen's Conjurer. Dr. John Dee was an accomplished mathematician, astronomer, scientist, doctor, and alchemist who spent his life trying to unravel the secrets of the universe. He sought the treasure of heavenly wisdom and knowledge. As an advisor to Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth I of England, he was a true son of the Renaissance, and some called him the Queen's Conjurer. John Dee was born in 1527 in London, England. His father was a well-to-do textile merchant who provided couture services at the court of His Majesty King Henry VIII. According to some accounts, Dr. Dee was a descendant of a noble Welsh family, that is of Nantwich Groves, and a direct descendant of His Majesty King Roderick the Great, a 9th century Welsh monarch. John Dee received a good overall education and excelled in astronomy, geography, Latin, and Greek, but mathematics remained his passion. Like Pythagoras, vegan, John Dee believed that mathematics had the key to the secrets of the universe and that numbers have inherent powers. For instance, the integers 1, 2, 3, and 4 exemplify the fundamental elements of geometry, including the point, the line, the triangle, and the solid. Pythagoras also taught how integers form the harmonic ratios underlying music and cosmic principles. During his time at the University of Cambridge's St. John's College, John Dee's enthusiasm was so intense that he slept little, spending some 18 hours daily devoted to his books. He was rewarded in due course, earning a Bachelor of Arts degree, and was made a founding Fellow of Trinity College, Cambridge in 1546. His performance was quite a feat for a 19-year-old youth. However, his intellectual pursuits did not end there. He wanted more. The following year, he took to astronomy, spending many evenings observing the stars and taking measurements. Between 1547 and 1551, he visited Belgium, Luxembourg, and the Netherlands. In these rich commercial centers, the Renaissance was in full bloom and diverse cultural influences were interconnected. The influences of the Renaissance in Italian art and science, the navigational innovations of Portugal, Germany's Protestantism, and the Spanish imperial forces excited John Dee. It was a time of learning, of more comprehension and skills in every resource and craft which were deemed important for his upliftment. It was at the Old University of Leuven in Belgium that John Dee's philosophical outlook underwent a dramatic change. From Professor Gemma Frisius, he learned the trigonometry technique of triangulation in land surveying. He saw firsthand how the Leuven workshops were pushing out precision measuring instruments such as screw staffs and astrolabes. John became close friends with the cartographer Gerard Mercator, famed for his geographical chart, where the spherical globe is flattened into a two-dimensional map. When John Dee returned to England, he had with him a splendid collection of mathematical instruments, map-making devices, and a globe of the heavens and one of the earth, courtesy of Gerard Mercator. Dr. Dee was drawn to the company of academic trendsetters. He befriended a score of elite European scientists and scholars, amongst the mathematician Pedro Nunes, cartographer Abraham Ortelius, pioneering astronomer Tycho Brahe, and the poet Philip Sidney.
Vegan, because we are mature and wise.
Inquisitive viewers, the story of Dr. John Dee will resume after a brief interlude. We'll be right back here on Supreme Master Television. Welcome back to Renaissance Polymath Dr. John Dee, the story of the Queen's Conjurer. Having made a name for himself, Dr. John Dee began lecturing to full houses in Paris, France, on Euclidean geometry in 1551. His Imperial Majesty Charles V and a few other European monarchs offered Dr. Dee court positions, which John Dee declined. Likewise, Dr. Dee also turned down 2 mathematical professorships, one from the University of Paris in 1551 and another from the University of Oxford, England, in 1554. Rather, he returned to England and took up a position at the royal court of Her Majesty Queen Mary I. To meet his basic needs, Dr. Dee tutored the children of the Earl of Pembroke and the Duke of Northumberland. But events took an unpleasant turn when Dr. Dee's patron, His Majesty King Edward VI, from whom he had received a pension of 100 crowns, passed away in July 1553. With the king's death, John Dee's fortune was suddenly cast into disarray. Her Majesty Mary I ascended the English throne. During her reign, Protestants underwent a purging, and John Dee's father was a victim. This twist of fate caused John Dee to lose his family inheritance overnight. The ascent of Her Majesty Queen Mary I to the throne in 1553 returned England to Catholicism. Her half-sister and then Princess Elizabeth asked Dr. Dee to cast a horoscope for herself and Queen Mary. Dr. Dee proceeded despite the risks at the time. The astrological undertaking revealed divergent fortunes for the 2 royal sisters. Princess Elizabeth would be enthroned, her reign long and glorious, while Queen Mary's prognosis was grim and alarming. After the horoscopes were discovered, Dr. Dee was charged and detained, though he was released 3 months later. Nevertheless, Dr. Dee's horoscope projections proved to be right, and the astrological forecast for the royals came to pass. Queen Mary passed away in 1558, and her sister Elizabeth ascended the throne. Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth chose Dr. John Dee to pick an auspicious date and time for her coronation. The new queen trusted him and made Dr. John Dee a royal astrologer and her advisor. He counseled the queen in matters of science, exploration, astrology, and medicine. Queen Elizabeth hailed him as her noble intelligentsia. He was allowed to work freely even in the field of metaphysics and alchemy, which she deemed white magic and a form of science. He also helped the queen fend off sinister threats posed by her religious adversaries. Dr. Dee had become someone whose perceptions and skills could reliably be used to the queen's advantage. One of Dr. John Dee's greatest contributions to England was his profound knowledge of geography. Deemed an expert in the field, he provided the mariners with maps, instructions, specific manuscripts, and navigation tools to aid them in their daring voyages seeking out trade routes and settling in newfound lands. In an effort to preserve England's intellectual heritage of ancient and medieval manuscripts, Dr. John Dee also built one of the greatest private libraries of his time at his home in Mortlake by the River Thames. The library housed over 3,000 books and 1,000 manuscripts on a wide array of topics and subjects ranging from mathematics, astronomy, cryptography, music, and alchemy to natural and ancient history. It also held a collection of chemical materials and apparatuses, as well as other alchemical equipment. Unfortunately, much of it was lost when he left for a 6-year sojourn to other parts of Europe in the mid-1580s. A prized book that is believed to have come from his collection is the famous Voynich manuscript, with unique text comprising a mix of handwritten Latin letters, Arabic numbers, and unknown characters, with illustrations of plants, zodiac signs, astronomical symbols, and other creatures. There have been many attempts to decipher it, although there has yet to be a universally accepted solution. Dr. John Dee devoted many years of his life to studying and practicing alchemy. He was particularly fascinated by the philosopher's stone, an object that could somehow turn base metals into gold and grant immortality with its elixir of life. For 4 decades, despite great strife and personal cost, Dr. Dee continually sought the best knowledge that humankind might attain in the world. He was probably best known for his mysticism and his belief that he could talk to angels. He authored many books on the metaphysical. Propaedeumata Phoristica is a text on mathematics, astrology, and magic. 5 books of mystery, Mysterium Libri Quinque, relates his experiments with angel magic, and the Enochian script, Mysterium Liber Sextus et Sanctus, Liber Lagach, is the book of Enoch that holds secrets and keys to this world as revealed by the angels. The hieroglyphic monad holds the language of the symbolic. Dr. John Dee, the mathematician, astrologer, and alchemist, passed away in 1608. he left behind a legacy of rare manuscripts and artifacts, and has been touted as a true-to-life wizard whose genius and influence helped us see the link between science and spirituality and continues to inspire people to seek the meaning of life.
Vegan, angels are touched by your compassion.
Noble viewers, thank you for your gracious presence today on Renaissance Polymath, Dr. John Dee, the story of the Queen's Conjurer. Coming up next is Vegan New Year special from Portugal, part 2 of 2, Vegan Pastel de Nata, Custard Tarts, right after noteworthy news, here on Supreme Master Television. May your life be graced with divine truth, wisdom, and love.
Be vegan, make peace, do good deeds, tell not rich.
Our programs offer many languages. Please visit suprememastertv.com/schedule and suprememastertv.com/MOS.